Joining me on the phones right now, the current Texas Attorney General and the man poised to become the next governor of the great state of Texas, General Abbott. Welcome back to the show.
Good morning. Great to be back with you again.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the program today. You have got to be a pretty happy man today. The Texas Tribune issuing their final poll in this race shows you up by 16 points over Wendy Davis and statistically tied among women and Hispanics.
Well, I got to tell you, obviously it's nice anytime a poll comes out showing you ahead, but there's only one poll that matters, and that's the poll on Election Day. If some people who are listening to this think that they like those numbers and they don't need to go vote, that would be very harmful. We need everyone to go out and vote because the only poll that's going to matter is the one that winds up a week from Tuesday.
Well, and that is something that you've been stressing since, I know, day number one, trying to fire everybody up, trying to fire Republicans up, because you're right. You know, polls are nice, but if nobody shows up on Election Day, and as we've seen even out here in Lubbock County, voting numbers are down out here. So how do you motivate people? How do you get Republicans that they read these polling data, they read stories that show that, even nationally, no one is really taking the Democrats seriously right now in Texas. How do you motivate people and get past those headlines to get people out there and vote?
Well, I got to tell you, I'm deeply concerned with what you said, and that is that voter participation is down out there in Lubbock, because this is a key thing that I could tell you and tell your audience right now, and that is if you're not going to go vote in this election, you are giving your voting power to someone who supports Barack Obama. And they don't represent you or your values, and we really need your voice to be heard at a ballot box this election. And so the other thing we're doing is that we are having rallies around the state of Texas. I'm going to be out in Lubbock next week, and I'm looking forward to doing that. We had some great rallies yesterday in San Antonio and Corpus Christi, and I had with me Chuck Norris, who brought out huge crowds. I also announced that I was amending my border security plan with 2 words, and that is with Chuck Norris.
You're going to just put him, he's your border security plan, just Chuck Norris by himself.
Well, yeah, you've heard no one crosses Chuck Norris, so if we have Chuck Norris on the border, no one will cross the border.
It makes sense to me. I think, and not only that, can I suggest that really anything that is facing the state, we still have people talking about Ebola. We have all this. Just make Chuck Norris in charge.
He's the man. He's a great guy. Interestingly, sometimes you have celebrities come in from other states or whatever. Chuck Norris is a real Texan. He lives here in the state of Texas. He's going to be casting a vote just like so many of your listeners. And so he really has a genuine interest in the outcome of this election.
Let me ask you something about your opponent, and then I want to get into some of the top issues that you want to take on here in Texas. But yesterday there was a story that came out, and it's appeared, I think, in all the newspapers this morning that Wendy Davis would not shy away from Barack Obama. You have all these politicians nationally who are staying far, far away from Obama. She said that she would welcome Barack Obama. How out of touch does that make her? Because it just seems as though that if it's not working in other places in the United States, it's not going to work here in the state of Texas.
Well, the other thing, Chad, that makes it interesting is that early on in the campaign, she distanced herself from Barack Obama. When Barack Obama came to Austin, Texas for a visit at the LBJ school, she refused to have her picture taken with him. When Barack Obama was in the state of Texas, in Austin and in Dallas, fundraising, she refused to be with him. When I asked her during the debate, you may or may not have seen this, but we had a debate, and I asked her if she regretted voting for Barack Obama, and she refused to answer the question. So up until the last week, she has distanced herself from Barack Obama, and now she's done a 180 and tried to embrace Barack Obama. But listen, whether it's him or not, the truth is, Chad, that the values and principles and votes that she has cast in the past represent Barack Obama, because she's voted to increase taxes. She's voted to increase spending. She's voted to regulate more that would crush jobs. She's even voted to keep God out of the Pledge of Allegiance.
Visiting with General Abbott, poised to become the next governor of Texas, but still wants you to get out there and vote, needs you to get out there and vote. When you've held rallies throughout the state of Texas, you've been everywhere. You've talked to so many people. As this campaign has gone on from beginning up until now, what are people telling you is most concerning to them going into the future for the state?
The number one issue is the border. You know, we have a federal government that has failed to do its job to secure the border, a federal government that's failed to do its job to fix the broken immigration system, and everyone saw what happened on the border this summer. What I see as the Attorney General, though, is that what happened this summer on the border is not an isolated incident. Activities like that happen all the time. And so we must step up and secure the border. The second thing is jobs. You know, everyone wants more and better paying jobs, and Texas is number one in the nation for creating jobs. And I'll keep it that way by ensuring that we don't allow Barack Obama-style regulations to destroy our job sector.
Talk about education. In the past two debates, education has been a big topic. In one of the debates, Wendy Davis refused to name how much her education plan would cost. Outline your plan, what you would do for education to improve education in this state, and how it differs from what the Democrats and Wendy Davis would want to do.
Well, Wendy Davis's plan cost about $10 billion. I have a plan that does call for more spending. My total plan will be close to $1 billion, but it does so much more. It focuses on early education, pre-K 4 through third grade, ensuring that every child will be able to master reading and math at or above grade level by the time they finish the third grade. It returns genuine local control to schools. We don't need teachers in Lubbock, Texas to be dictated to what they should do by people in Austin, Texas, because we know that teachers and principals and parents out there in Lubbock know far better how to educate our kids than do a bunch of bureaucrats in Austin, Texas. We need to move away from these one-size-fits-all mandates that simply don't work. And I'm focused on doing things like removing Common Core, getting rid of C-Scope, and putting trust with the teachers. But it extends way beyond that. It goes through graduation. We want to graduate more high school students, have them prepared for one of two things, either prepared to go on to a 2 or 4 year college or prepared to go into the high-paying workforce that we have. And in fact, one of my visits was out there in Lubbock. We have one of the best career and training programs for high school students. And when I was out there, I was told that some of these students are graduating from high school, getting paid $40,000 to $50,000 a year their first year out of high school. And then there's fabulous 2-year programs that help train people for these high-skilled jobs that are in abundance in Midland, in the Permian Basin, all the way down to the Gulf Coast. But also, I want to see our higher education institutions elevate nationally. Right now, California has 5 of the top 10 public universities. Texas has 0. I want Texas to have 5 of the top 10 public universities, with one of them being Texas Tech.
Visiting with General Abbott, real quickly before we end this interview, I want to ask you about the Hispanic vote. I know you've been concentrating on the Hispanic vote. You're doing very well, tied with Wendy Davis, statistically tied with her. How have you been able to reach the Hispanic vote here in Texas, whereas you look at Republicans nationally, they have not seemed to be able to do that?
You know, oftentimes in life they say that the first thing you have to do, maybe the most important thing you have to do, is show up. And I've been showing up. I've gone to every region of the state, every region of every city of the state. I've been courting the Hispanic vote for one simple reason, and that is the Hispanic vote aligns with the Republican Party. They believe in faith in God. They believe most powerfully in family. They believe in the free enterprise principles of less government, more freedom that will allow them to start and grow a business. And it's just a matter of connecting my personal philosophy, the philosophy of the Republican Party, with the Hispanic community. Now, it does help the fact that my wife will be the first Hispanic First Lady, and a lot of people respond to that. But the bottom line, Chad, is that we have common philosophies, being the Republican Party and the Hispanic community, that will be powerful for the future of the state of Texas.
General Abbott, appreciate your time today. Again, we are motivating people to get out there and vote, need Republicans to get out there and vote. Appreciate your time today, and good luck on the campaign trail.
Thank you, Chad.
Have a good one. That's General Greg Abbott, poised to become the next governor of the great state of Texas.